Hi, I'm Mark Grumman, and this is Access to Experts on the Spot. My guest today is Rhonda Sher. Rhonda, thanks so much for joining us.
I'm so glad to be here today, Mark.
Rhonda, you've just written a new book called The ABCs of LinkedIn, and you've spoken to thousands of people on the topic of how to use your system to grow their business using the LinkedIn system. You're well known in the business networking market and the expert in the field, and you're the author of a top-selling business networking book called The 2-Minute Network. Why do you think you're so effective in helping business owners and entrepreneurs establish a presence in the social media site LinkedIn?
You know, that's a great question. And for the last 7 years, Mark, what I've done is I've worked with business owners and entrepreneurs, actually teaching them how to go out and build their business through networking, specifically teaching them 4 things. The first thing is how to actually answer that horrible question, what do you do, with 30-second elevator pitch. The second thing is to teach them how to identify their target market. The third part of it really is letting people know who their ideal client is. And finally, it's really finding their referral partners and mastering the F word, follow-up. So over the course of the last 7 years, I've trained thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners on how to actually do this. And what I decided and found was that with LinkedIn, which is the social media business networking site, they need to know how to marry online and offline. So that's how I actually came to put together my system of the ABCs of LinkedIn. And the subtitle on it is, Get LinkedIn or Get Left Out.
Catchy. That's very catchy. So Rhonda, then tell us, what are some of the mistakes, the most common mistakes you've seen business owners and entrepreneurs make when trying to use LinkedIn?
Well, Mark, I bet you that somewhere along the way somebody must have sent you an invitation inviting you to join LinkedIn. Is that true?
It's true, and I didn't know what to do with it.
That's one of the most common mistakes. People will get an invitation to join LinkedIn and they will not even know what it is. Or maybe they've heard of it. You know, we've all heard of Facebook. Sure. I mean, that's how I find out what my college-age daughter is doing. I just check Facebook. But LinkedIn is a social media business site. And the reason that most people don't take advantage of it is, number one, they think it takes too much time. And in reality, with my system, it doesn't take that much time. Number two, they don't realize they can actually monetize the LinkedIn system. You can develop new relationships. You can find strategic partners. You can find out about opportunities to establish yourself as an expert. Most people have no idea how powerful LinkedIn is. And that's the reason that, like you, they get an invitation and maybe they put up a profile that's about 50% complete, but they don't do anything else with it. And that's the biggest mistake, is they sign up and they just let it sit on a shelf and collect dust.
So then what are some of the benefits an entrepreneur or a business owner will experience using your system outlined in your book, The ABCs of LinkedIn?
Well, for one thing, whether you're a novice or you're really experienced at LinkedIn, using my system, what will happen is they will be able to, number one, establish themselves as an expert. I mean, wouldn't it be great, Mark, if you could establish yourself as an expert on a LinkedIn site? The second thing that happens is you can actually get your search engine rankings up there simply by using LinkedIn, which is amazing. The third thing is, you know, we all know that what somebody else says about you is 1,000 times more powerful than what you say about yourself. Well, LinkedIn gives you the opportunity to have recommendations. Somebody could say you walk on water, and you could have it on LinkedIn. So you have the power to actually have those recommendations. In addition, they have so many different applications. And what I've done is I've taken them through literally A to Z and showed them how simple it is to get noticed, become visible. And one of the best parts is that they can now take some of the time that they were using to attend networking events where they would come home with a stack full of cards and never do anything with them. And they can actually be online creating those relationships 3 levels deep. It's absolutely incredible how you can get past gatekeepers. You can get into somebody's database and develop friendships even if it's 2 o'clock in the morning because you're online.
Wow, so it's more than the ABCs of LinkedIn, it's the A through Z of LinkedIn.
It absolutely is. It's the entire alphabet.
So this seems like a dumb question now. Why should someone invest in the ABCs of LinkedIn in your book and in the coaching system?
Well, it comes back to the mistakes. And, you know, for most people, they do think it takes too much time. I mean, we all know how much time Facebook and Twitter take. But what you can do with this system is literally hand it over to a virtual assistant and say, here, make my profile 100% complete. They can actually know which groups to join. It takes you through. So whether you are a total techie or you're somebody like me and you are not technical at all, it is so simple. That's why I call it ABCs, that you can now become an expert, because if you are not using LinkedIn, you're leaving lots and lots of money on the table. So this system basically shows you all of the behind-the-scenes secrets that you won't find in any other book or any other system. You might want to know what your competition is doing. You might want to know about a job that isn't out there in any other way, but I actually tell you the way to search for those jobs. So it's kind of the insider's secret, and most importantly, it does tell you how to take that offline networking. You know, you're at Starbucks and you're just talking to the person next to you, or you're at a networking event. I show you how to combine online, offline, and marry it, so that if I met you, for example, at a networking event, I might say to you, Mark, you know, I would love to know more about your business. I belong to a social media site called LinkedIn. Are you familiar with it? You might say yes or no. And even if you said no, I'd say, well, I'd love to tell you about it and extend you an invitation and expose you to my network, because there may be some people that I can help introduce you to. And once you actually see the system, you're going to want to start building it and start finding connections. And who knows where that could lead? It may be able to help me or somebody I know. So really, it's just, you know, you're introducing me to your first, second, and third cousins. We're family, right?
Right, and who knows where it goes from there. It sounds like a really powerful system, and your tools seem like they can really help somebody gain access and to be able to use it to their advantage.
It really is, and I have to tell you that, you know, getting LinkedIn makes sure that you don't get left out.
Right.
You know? And so if you're not LinkedIn these days, you are left out. The truth is, most people don't know that you can actually monetize LinkedIn, and that's the secret that most people don't know.
Wow. So I understand, Rhonda, that you have a free gift you'd like to offer to our audience?
I do. If you go to the website www.theabcs, and that's the letter ABCS, of LinkedIn, LinkedIn.com, I actually have a free report on the 10 things that will make you successful with LinkedIn. And you can just download that free report right on the website.
Thank you so much for being here, Rhonda.
It's been my pleasure, Mark.
Okay, our guest today is Rhonda Sher, and you can visit her website at theabcsoflinkedin.com. This is Access to Experts on the Spot, and I'm Mark Rubin.